But is it safe for you to be?
Okay, we're live. Hello. We are starting, I think it's like session 22 today, but it's the start of a new season, so I figured that it would probably be a good idea to start at this point rather than any other. Welcome to our stream. Guys, introduce yourself so people know who you are, because I've got you on screen, but it would probably help if you could just like say your name, because your name's not on screen, your character is. Sam's a ghost, apparently.
Amen. Okay, I am Gabby. I am playing Dracera, and she is a tiny leaf lady, Druial. So Druial are half fae, half human, very small. They drink water through their skin like normal people.
Like cool, normal people, yeah.
Yeah, and she's our little paladin lady.
Clay, do you want to introduce yourself?
I am Josh and I'm playing a human rogue.
Estella?
Hi. Okay. Wait, there you go.
There you go.
My name is Estella. I'm a small half-elf mute bard. And yeah.
Just, yeah, okay. Estella's played by Selena, so if we yell the word, if we yell at Selena, then we're yelling at the bard. Zelios.
Hello, I am Reese and I'm playing a character called Zelius. He is a thrall, but he's originally a dark elf and he is a barbarian.
Big man. And Karik. Little boy. And we will be introducing another player a bit later, but they are prepping and hanging around in chat like a gremlin. But for now, I'll do a quick recap of what has happened over the course of the campaign so far, just so we can get up to speed, so you guys know where we're at, because we've taken quite a long break. I don't have anything fancy to put on screen over this, because I was working on something and then gave up on it. So this is the best you're gonna get. Welcome to Sif, the jungle-dominant planet surrounded by the landmass of rock known as Settlers Halo. One of 4 in the Ellipso system, Sif is the home to magic, civilization, and evolution under the eyes of the Divine Order. And here on Sif, we encounter the arcane repository of dangerous artifacts, Arda, a company dedicated to finding world-ending, god-torn weapons of the First Era that were used to spiral the world into the Great War. A group of adventurers were headhunted at random via a trial in the depths of the jungle to test their skills, and passed with a resounding success. Each earned the title of Appropriator Arda, and the party came to be. There was the Elenian Mothling Druid, Sadia, the Vampire Thrall Barbarian, Zelios, the Human Rogue, Clay, the Half-Elven Bard, Estella, and the Elenian Arachnid Ranger, Karich. With the guidance of the Administrator, the Assistant, and the Associate, the party were led on their first series of missions under their new titles. Since that point, they have been to a variety of different places, one of which was an abandoned quarry where they discovered a cult of rat folk using one of these artifacts by stripping people of their souls, which was your first encounter with the sort of the threat that these sort of things pose. Later on, you went to a town called Hale that was overgrown and devoid of its population. With some investigation, you were able to find that the townspeople had been turned into trees that had sprouted through roofs and the kind of pathways around town. And you encountered a monstrosity tree creature that you effectively put down with a strange device embedded in it, which Arda has been investigating since it was recovered. The party were then joined by the ever-cheery Durial Paladin Drosera, who set out to travel with them in an investigation of a missing team in the Underdark, which was the last thing you guys managed to get around to doing. With Sadia at the helm, considering that she comes from the Underdark, the party were thrust into the grips of a powerful illusory magic in the town of Farthel, deep in the Underdark, without your knowledge, seemingly under the guidance of a so-called Princess Allsight. Their will was tested when presented with illusions of their own memories, faces long lost to death or distance. Clay was swayed quite heavily by the walking, talking visage of his past daughter, Windale, who accompanied the party during their time there. Upon being invited to the Allsight's Tower, and with some close encounters, some puzzles, and some rather painful decisions, their will was tested to the max as they were revealed that the princess is known as one of the four angels of Adynn, Forstos. The party battled valiantly, overcame the threat, and now, with the knowledge that the angels are rising once more in power, and a cult of followers of the sequestered gods of Adynn, known as the Harbringers, are working against Arda in an attempt to bring about the coming of a new reconstruction. For now, the party bids farewell to Sadia. She continues her investigations into her own sort of powers, and our party is left with 5, as you see on screen, ready for the deployment into the world to stop the Harbingers achieving their apocalyptic goals of opening the gates of Adynn once more. And that's where we start off. The party are currently inside the Arda headquarters, and have been cordially invited to come and speak to the Administrator at their leisure. They are welcome to kind of move. You can move your tokens about, do it as you want. What is everyone up to, and what have you been up to in the month that you've been not tasked to do anything? Stella's going mental on the map, okay? And Zelios is dancing. Nice.
So what Drosera's been doing is she has been researching, like a little nerd, a little plant nerd, about the 4 angels, how the world was created, and one of the big bad boys from the Reconstruction. So the idea of like there was a world before, it got messed up, recreated. So that's what she's been researching. And then she did some dueling and like some meltdowns. Like had a great time in all honesty.
Had a meltdown. We're all good.
So yeah, she's having a great time.
Fantastic. What's Zelios been doing? Reese, you dead? Reese, did you die?
So first,
I can't believe I just realised I was muted.
Oh, off to a great start. Nice.
Hello. So after the adventures before coming back to Ida, Tertius is now unpacking a lot of, I guess, news that was sort of thrown his way. But in the meantime, when he was at Ida, he had a conversation with Stella, and they have started to teach him how to learn how to design, which is really cool. And he's also spoken to Mirrors and asked if they could ask Mirrors to teach him how to use blood magic and hematurgy.
Yeah.
And a few other important things they're speaking about, like the artifacts and some theories about what Zeus's previous plan is up to. Because the plan is scary.
Well, the clan's fucked. We're all fucked.
It's very scary. So yeah, that's what he's been up to. So yeah, I don't know if in that sort of hiatus time, like he would have at least been starting to get taught hematurgy, or like it's going to be in the process now. But yeah, that's what Zeus has been up to.
Nice. Karik, you are currently babysitting.
Currently babysitting, but wasn't he working with the assistant?
Yes, you would have been helping out the assistant as her assistant. Question mark. The assistant's assistant. With just sort of going around and collecting sort of bits outside in the great wide world, as you're pretty good at. And just helping her out when she's making terrible things inside her little lab.
And being discriminated on for not being able to read properly.
Yep. Fantastic. You're currently taking care of Thumb, who will return to Sadia's side, but now I will say for now that this is the Thumb that was gifted to Estella. So Sadia initially had a little golem, a little mushroom man called Thumb, who can kind of turn into other thumbs if you cut off his limbs and leave them to grow. So he cut off his arm and gave it to Estella, and now Estella has their own Thumb. He's mute, he's stupid, he's effectively a toddler, and now he's a part of the party. Fantastic. Estella, what have you been up to?
Done with it.
Mhm.
I've met up with the administrator, and I've asked about Estella's missing father, who disappeared and was told to be lost in action. And they said that on his letter he had a Arda symbol, so they mentioned that he works around them and asked if they can find him, but they still think he's missing in action. But Myris sensed that he was still alive, so that's a thing. Spoke with Zelios, taught him some sign, and he taught me some tricks of how to fight with a sword, because I'm terrible at fighting with a sword. I got a short sword from the shop, and I bought some chalk. And now I am with Karik, listening to him read a bedtime story.
Fantastic. Clay, what's Clay been up to this past month?
This before the drinking or after the drinking?
After the drinking.
He went through some slightly traumatic shit with the last adventure. Had to put down a hologram of his dead daughter, so she's now died twice.
Multiple deaths. Fantastic.
That's wonderful. So he needed a bit of time to recuperate with the assistance of Ale. Otherwise, he sent a letter to an associate of his with some difficulty. But he managed to write a letter and send it to someone regarding the fact that his daughter's spirit is more restless than it used to be. And he's not sure why. That's fine, she hasn't killed anyone important yet.
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 Good to know. Sadie has been off researching and doing her own bits and bobs, and she has eventually gotten round to saying goodbye to each of you. She passed on to Estella the teleportation coin, so that you may use that rather than travelling on foot or on bird. Though, since you left the last birds in the Underdark, they are less than willing to give you more birds.
That was not our choice.
You could have gone back for them.
We were kidnapped and in an illusion for like 2 weeks.
Point though, like
Those ostriches were dead.
Fantastic. Okay. Well,
If we bring them back the skeleton, do we get half off or something?
Yeah.
No, I hate this.
Prime up.
Oh my god.
I brought back most of the birds.
oh dear God. Yeah, if you bring back chicken wings, that's really gonna be great. They'll applaud you. Fantastic. Well, you guys have all received a kind of a summons to the administrator's office.
Let's go. Meow.
Oh God, there he goes. Thumb will waddle behind Estella.
My baby now.
Estella's now the parent. Despite being 14 and very small, they are now a parent. Fantastic. Oh, what a
Happens
crew. Check that out.
Oh, the whole squad's here.
He's going to try and climb up on the desk, because he's an idiot. You're welcomed into the office. You've kind of gotten used to seeing the interior of this office by now, with how many times you have been in and out of here, being briefed or asking for the administrator's assistance on a variety of different things. She seems to, like, her desk is completely covered in paperwork, sort of piled up either side of her. She is busy kind of scrawling something down. She kind of taps on the side of her chair a few times, and you can hear the distant sort of thunk, thunk, thunk as Chorus makes his way into the room behind you with, again, more paperwork. And he looks like he's struggling a little bit, like his leg's a bit stiff, but he kind of hobbles his way over, gives you a very awkward wave, almost drops all of his papers, places them on the table. And the administrator sits up and kind of adjusts her dress a slight. I trust that you've had a good period of rest since your return.
Good enough.
Just, wow, good enough.
Yeah. So we just nod, said, indeed I have.
Why are we here?
What?
I mean, sorry. I mean, why did you summon us here? Sorry.
Wow.
No,
You
no one's
called?
gonna ask if they're okay.
You good?
I just imagine like just this awkward silence between like the administrator and the party, just standing, just looking at each other like, so.
So,
Yeah. Hi.
How did you get here?
So how's life?
how's things? The administrator kind of crosses her arms, and she says, "We've been investigating these Harbingers you mentioned who were causing disturbance in the Underdark, and held you and a few of our own hostage. It seems they have similar prospects to us at Arda, though their intentions are malicious. And we need as much help as we can get to counteract their growing forces. From the research that we've done, we've come to the conclusion that they are more numerous than we are in our current state. We need to prevent something terrible happening before they're able to grow their forces any further. If they are trying to bring the Angels of Adynn to power, we need to find ways to counteract it, and quickly. So we are recruiting. This is not something that we've done so outwardly before, as I'm sure you know. It kind of waves towards you. Given our last recruiting attempt was less than ideal.
Yeah, no shit.
What do you mean?
Well, she kind of smiles a little. Chorus looks uncomfortable. He kind of sits against the desk. The way that we brought your team under Arda's jurisdiction was random chance, let's say, and we have since amended that method of recruitment.
Good fucking riddance.
We've decided to send out teams of appropriators to certain areas of the world in order to recruit people who have garnered a name for themselves as folk heroes, as people with significant arcane ability, as anyone that may be useful to our cause. And we are currently seeking somebody in the country of Westerol, just a couple of borders over, let's say, who's earning a name for themselves in a small town known as Padslow. I don't believe any of you may have travelled there, though. Mr. Zelios, I believe this is on the borders of your home country. So you would know that Westerol is next to Lurov.
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't know where specifically this place is, but the fact that you are going to be bordering on your clan's home territory is interesting.
Ooh. Okay. I think he'll like sort of spark up a little bit. Like he was in the sense of like his sort of like more paying attention to the conversation. Like he when he hears the name, but he'll feel, I think, internally a little bit anxious because he's getting so close to the place where they exiled him from. It's his clan, like, yeah, his clan exiled him. So
we are looking to deliver a letter to this young woman. The best description that we can give you is that she is tall, an elven woman, with dark hair and dark skin. She often brandishes a large weapon, though we are unsure what. We've just been told this in passing and by people who have travelled through there. And she goes by the name Brandy, though we believe that to be her name, at least. So if we would like to send you off to Padslow to do a bit of a recon mission. And she smiles. And at the very least, if she doesn't wish to come back to consider assisting our cause, then we've delivered the letter directly that needs to be delivered. And Chorus kind of pulls a nicely folded little letter out of his pocket with a white seal, and kind of offers it over to Dracera, who is closest. It looks very neatly written, and he seems a bit kind of awkward handing it over to you because you are smaller than him, and he's not quite used to that. So he passes you this little letter, and smiles and kind of thanks you. The administrator,
Got him.
haha, got him. Sits back in her chair and she says, "Do you believe that you're going to need assistance, given that you are one less?"
I don't.
Couldn't understand a word of that, Selena.
No, it's fine. It was an actual real word.
Okay, good to know.
Maybe we should have one more for an assistant. Just because Zelios has people up his ass now.
Wow.
I mean, they've got a
I
point.
mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, everyone's literally trying to kill him.
Yeah.
So you know, she was the strongest and coolest.
I mean, hey.
Okay.
She was the coolest one. God damn.
Don't you dare.
Hold up.
Don't let her ego get bigger.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be good to just have someone come along with us, just in case. You know, rather be safe than sorry. You know, or in this case, rather be safe than dead. So, so yeah, I think we should bring like an extra person along.
You also have fun.
You also have Thumb, yes.
Yeah.
True, true.
Just show
So-
them. Just scoot them over to Clay and be like, look, the fun.
Are you? So you say so basically it's like worst comes to worst, we can sacrifice Thumb and the party can run away, right?
No.
Thumb is practically indestructible, so yes.
Well, Thumb is a great shield because you can just
Don't
take
make
him to
me
your
sacrifice
arms.
you. No.
Yeah, but like,
No!
you take so much damage, bro.
What about like just give Thumb like two knives and just yeet Thumb at people? That'd be
That's
I mean,
always an
yeah, I
option.
can do that.
Yeah.
I can do
Beyblade.
that.
Let him rip.
No, I mean, it may have only been wooden, but I think we've already seen some of his skills with the sword.
He is very much enjoys hitting people with his swords.
yes.
Yeah,
Thumb
I
does.
He might only be 3 foot tall, but he will most definitely hit you with a plastic or wooden sword or whatever he can get his hands on.
Take your shins.
Yeah, I think we should take the other person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you have a choice of 2 NPCs you can bring with you. You can either bring Mirrors, or you can bring a healer.
Healer.
Healer that you haven't met yet. So she kind of asks you what sort of skill set you think you guys would need.
I think a healer, like a support character, would be quite beneficial.
Sweet.
As if you think we're gonna get fucked up or not.
I want a magic man.
I want the magic man.
I want the magic man, please.
Yeah,
I want
because
the blind magic man.
you had fun hanging out with him. So
Look, if we bring Mirrors, we're gonna need a fucking healer, so.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
take the healer.
That's
I
true.
don't know if we can deal with that much edge anymore. Yeah.
ouch, ouch. You calling my boy edgy? Wow, wow. That's
Blood
rude.
magic, dude.
Cut my life in 2 pieces.
My life's just
Okay, so you're asking for a healer to accompany you.
Yeah.
Okay, so a woman kind of enters the room from behind you. She is quite easily standing at maybe 6'6". She is very big. Has very kind of thick fur, hair over her body. very kind of large horns that stick out from either side of her head and floppy ears. You can't see a lot of her face. It seems to be covered up by this long kind of mop of hair over her face, but she's got like a beaming smile, and she's wearing kind of a long, pretty pink red dress. Has her hands clasped in front of her. She looks down at Dracera next to her, and just grins and gives you this kind of toothy smile. She's quite clearly an Elenian, so she is a half kind of wild magic animal person. Some kind of cow, given her kind of her long snout features. And she's just so happy. She seems just so happy to be there. She looks down at you. She's like, "Hi. Oh, you're so small."
Sarah's just gonna look up like with a beady orange eye, and just her mouth is kind of open just a little bit, and her arms gonna come up, sort of like, like not T-posing, but like arms
Definitely
bent,
T-posing.
like, this is a large woman, and just kind of like gives a little wave because she's just so speechless. She's just like, this is very tall. It's taller. Like we have more tall people again. But it's a friendly thing, but it is a mixture. She just looks weird. I mean, she always looks weird. She's a funny lady. This is a large woman.
She looks over the rest of the party, and she gives you kind of a very slow smile. It seems like she's like very floaty. She waves gently at you. "Hi, I'm Palos."
Does his usual sort of greetings for new people. He does like a sort of slight bow. He says, "Greetings, I'm Zelios."
"Oh, a gentleman."
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Estella's gonna sign at them, asking if they know sign.
She just kind of gives you this really kind of blank smile.
Dang it.
She's just looking at you like, "I like your hand movements."
And then they're gonna sign with subtitles going, "Thank you, I like your ears."
Magic.
Yeah.
She just looks so fucking enamored by everything you guys are doing. She kind of waves over at Clay, who has Thumb latched onto his leg. So Thumb has just wrapped his arms around Clay's leg, and is staring at her with these little kind of beady little black eyes. She goes, "Is that your daughter?"
Nope, that's not. I don't even know if it's a daughter.
Thumb is genderless and does not adhere to your gender roles.
He just kind of, Claire would just sort of put a hand and pat the head slightly.
There is absolutely no response, other than like it gives way a little bit under your hand, so it's a bit like smushy. So you kind of put your hand on the top of Thumb's head, and it kind of sinks into his head a bit. And she just kind of nods like, "Okay, yeah, okay." That's about it. You have been told where this place is, and sort of you listen to Palos getting filled in, and she kind of smiles and kind of very, very slowly claps her hands together, though it makes absolutely no sound as she does so, and says, "I know where Pertzler is. I used to live there."
So we know how to get there.
Are you going to be taking the
Nice.
Mirrors
can't see.
Are you great? Mirrors can't see. Is that what? Are you going to be using the teleport coin?
I mean, we might as well.
mean, it might be a good idea considering how far away it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
True. But you know we could get TP'd into like a wall or something.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You have a higher chance of
That would be fun.
succeeding the role because you have someone in the party who has been there.
Okay. Okay.
If you were going without the NPC, it would be significantly harder.
Just get Zealous to TP everyone back into the clan's cell. What's the worst that could
Right in
happen?
the middle.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
the frying pan needed a fire.
So just to fill you in before you guys kind of get ready to set off, Palos introduces herself as a nature cleric. So she is all kind of a bit druidy almost in her skill set, but she is mostly a support. And she says that she will just accompany you for if you need any help with anything. But I'm not very good at doing very much other than that. But I'm really good at cooking, so if you want me to cook something, I can do that.
I eat the sun.
Wow. She's just so excited to be around all these new people, so she's just present. So she is not going to be like, you can interact with her obviously, but she is combat mostly. So if you guys get into a fight and you want her present, at least you have her present. Who is going to be using the teleport coin?
Does it have to be her?
You're gonna have to teach her how to use it.
Okay, because if she's the one who knows, then...
Yeah.
Do a fail safe so we don't accidentally give it to her, then she just disappears.
Be really funny.
Everyone just grab onto a piece of her, like...
No. I assume, Estella, you're able to kind of show her how to use it. I need to roll a D100. Let's see how well this goes.
We want ready! We want ready!
Okay.
Oh no.
Just a second.
That's not a good okay.
Oh.
Oh, thanks for watching, everybody.
Okay,
you
so...
you can't do it to us because you rolled. So you fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay, so she kind of gathers everyone together, and she's in a flash of bright kind of blue light. You are teleported to, you assume, Padslow. So I've made the map available to you guys, but I will try and move everyone over.
Oh no. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whoa, the internet is so scary.
Well.
Wow.
Wowzers.
Whoa, this is huge.
Oh, it's got like things.
It's got like things. Wow.
Look.
Oh my god, it's got the hand from Steven Universe.
I hate my life. Okay. You guys all come to land on a kind of a dusty road. Just a second, I need to roll some dice.
Hold up.
However, you don't land on the floor. You land quite a few feet above the floor. And you all take 8 falling damage.
For fuck's sake.
Is Clay acrobatic enough to like not
Can I
eat shit?
roll?
You know, I'll let you all roll a dex, and
Yeah.
if you get a high enough, then I'll see. I'll
Is
allow
this a
it.
dex save?
Yeah, dex save, please.
Oh,
Okay,
that's probably a
7, bro. You can't.
You take full damage. Sorry about that. So.
No, I got 23.
Oh, 23. Oh.
You get 23.
Dex.
Clay got 7.
Oh dear, Clay.
I got 21.
21, 23, 21, 7,
And 7.
11, and 7. Okay, so anyone who rolled under 15, you guys take the full kind of 8 8 damage as you are thrown like out of the sky and into the dust quite heavily. It's not a pleasant landing. Thumb bounces. Everyone who rolled above that, you only take half damage. So you only take 4 as you land. You're a bit steadier on your feet, but it was unexpected. I also haven't got Palos' token here, and I should, because
I think
I
that's
wasn't
a
on.
new friend. Is she in floor?
She's in the floor.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
The Minecraft sounded.
3 points up.
No, bro.
Oh no, is she higher up than us?
Alright, Palos. There she is. Hello. Create.
Incoming.
There she
She's gone
is.
to the back room.
Oh, not the
No.
Oh, bye bye. So, Palos also takes a lovely chunk of damage as she lands very heavily kind of on her side. Thumb bounces. So he kind of lands and then goes careening into a bush as he bounces off of the floor. But you seem to be here. So she must have rolled well enough to get you to the right place, even if you were a bit high up.
Didn't roll well enough.
I believe I can fly.
She sort of sits up and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Oh, no." And she kind of fawns over you gently, like hands on the heads, kind of checking over you to make sure that you haven't gotten too hurt.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. So
I
this was
just
like,
picked up the thumb and fed him to a bush.
Yeah, you have to find Thumb because he's somewhere over here.
I think instinctively, like Zealous would want to use what is it called, the vampiric sense,
Okay.
just so he gets like understand his surroundings.
So you kind of close your eyes and your ears wiggle around a little bit. It seems like within 30 feet you are the only people here.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, he Zezo said like I think we're good. There's no one's gonna attempt to ambush us, at least in a close vicinity.
Palos is gonna kind of offer a hand out to Dracera because she's the smallest. And say, "You can ride on my shoulders if you want." Dracera's dead. Okay, good to know.
He is peeing.
Ah, she's peeing. Good to know.
Just a little squat in the middle of the road.
Just imagine her just like face flat onto the road.
Or just not even getting up. Just.
T-posed face down there, just a puddle forward.
Hello.
Hello. Wait, is she back?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
Hello.
So, Palos is gonna offer you a ride on her shoulders, because you're the
Yes.
smallest. So.
Yes.
Yes. So you're hauled up onto her shoulders. And you can everything's so much taller up here. You are about Zelios' height, maybe a little bit taller than him. And Zelios is kind of your eye level with Dracera for the first time, and it's quite uncomfortable. You guys are able to recover Thumb from the bushes. He's kind of got his twigs sticking out of the side of his head, but he is he's well enough at the very least. And Palos kind of smiles and says, "We're here. I'm so excited." She's gonna start dragging Dracera out, and we're going on an adventure up here.
Dracera's gonna grab the horns as
And just
well.
hold on to the
She's like
horns.
pretend he's like the horse is just like, yes, this is power.
Clay, you coming, buddy, or are you just gonna hang behind?
Like, he looks so sad following
mushroom
behind.
We just left fun.
No!
No, he's falling behind.
I have only got one mouse. There he is.
Where are you guys going?
So, as you kind of start to walk into town, it seems like a very small, kind of close-knit community. It's pretty, quite homely, quite rural, and it smells like fish and the sea. And you're starting to kind of get the hint from the sound of distant waves that you are near the ocean, which some of you have never seen. It's peaceful here. There are sort of children running around in the streets playing tag, and little market outside, and people wandering about doing their business. You aren't really garnering the attention of many people just yet. But it seems like a nice place.
What kind of people are they?
A mix of... There's quite a few elves here. There's a few Elenian people, one or two of which look quite similar to Palos. So some kind of cow variant, or bovine Elenian people. There's a few dwarves around town, a few humans. You're taking in... you're taking in a mix of people as you enter town.
Okay, then I think before we're like too far in, Dracera's gonna quickly alter self.
Okay, what are you gonna look like?
Probably like ooh, what would be? It's still small because she wants to stay on the shoulders. So maybe like a little like gnome. Just in a gnome.
You're just gonna be a gnome.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
A gnome.
can you describe what your gnome looks like?
I think because she's only really seen that gnome in the Underdark, it's gonna be like old person.
You're just a
like,
really old person.
Yeah, like old lady just like being lifted by this big cow, so it makes sense. And just like a little bit raggedy, but like old person kind of bent over.
Good to know. Okay, so anyone who's watching will look up and see that the leafy visage of Dracera has now been replaced by an old woman, which is not disturbing at all, considering that she if the only gnome you've seen was a deep gnome, the fact that you are a deep gnome in sunlight is a little odd. The fact that you wouldn't be able to deal with that if you were actually a deep gnome. Though it seems unlikely that these people have come across folks from the Underdark before.
Yeah.
So you'll be fine, right? It's
It's better than
fine.
being a walking leaf. Like, it's an upgrade at least.
It's an upgrade to being a leaf. Good to know. And Palos will just kind of wander through town. And you follow with her if you're not attached to her. Thumb is kind of waddling and holding Stella's hand and kind of pointing things out as you walk past. You are starting to get looks from locals. At least they're not used to seeing strangers so often around here. But it's not anything sort of malicious. You're not getting any bad vibes. It's mostly just sort of people curious as to, strangers in town, you know. As you walk into town, if anyone wants to make a religion check, you can see on the end of like the cliff face at the top of this sort of slowly sloping hill, there is a gigantic stone carved hand that's pointing out to sea.
Anyone got good religion?
I got 12.
You got a 12?
Yeah, 12.
Oh, I might as well do it anyway.
You might as well do it for Bants.
It might as well. It's like 0 plus 0, but fuck it.
Just gonna leave it after what's happened every
It's a
other
13.
Considering, Curry, you have no understanding of anything ever, I wouldn't. So Estella, you don't recognise the kind of carvings across it, but it's very pretty. you assume it's probably in worship of some kind of god, given that these sorts of things are not hugely uncommon, at least around where you lived when you were young. This sort of thing was quite normal to see. Drosera, you have a vague understanding that this is something to do with Losin, the protector of water, the deity of the ocean, effectively. And given that you're so close to the ocean, it makes sense that they'd worship an ocean god. That's pretty much all you can just like ascertain from what you can see from where you are. Palos doesn't seem to know where she's going. She's just wandering. But she's kind of making her way through town. Walking past, you sort of see an orphanage on one side with lots of young children kind of peering out the windows at you as you go past and waving, and they seem quite excited to see new people in town. You just have loads of kids like pressed up against the window, all like gawking at this tiny Spider-Man. You are not common around here.
That's birds, they're jingle, jangle, jingle.
Jingle jangle,
They stroll right merrily along.
jingle jangle.
Oh, God.
The was it Zeus would have be like covered up before he got teleported?
Yes, yeah.
He would have been set on fire.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I forgot.
I forgot I was a vampire.
I forgot.
I forgot I was vampire. As you're walking through town, you kind of notice there is a town, like a house at the end that's situated underneath the hand, that is significantly bigger, grander than the rest of them. And at the base of the stairs that lead up towards the kind of porchway are two people sat, one of which is very heavily armoured, and the other kind of wearing very dark leathers with a hood pulled up. And Brandy, would you like to describe to the party what they can see?
What they can see of me.
Yes.
Right. You'd see a young-looking woman, probably just breaching early 20s, teens. Tan skin, kind of light green eyes. She has a massive fro that she's tied up slightly. It seems more stylized than practical. And she's wearing some quite ornate but heavy armor with a skirt that plumes out in purple, all decorated with laurels, golden laurels. And over her shoulder, she's holding a very intricate-looking hammer, golden, silver, and green. And she seems to be chatting with this rogue type. Not really spotting you approach. She seems quite happy and welcoming, though, in her smile.
Given the description that you were given from the administrator, it seems that this woman seems to fit the description quite well. Though she looks younger than you were expecting, at least for an elf. What are you guys getting up to?
Is her name Palos?
Yes, so the little the cow woman is just kind of holding onto your legs to make sure that you're not falling off her shoulders.
What a legend.
She has not noticed you have not changed from a plant into an old gnome woman. She's just there. She's just hanging out.
She's having a great time. So, have we all noticed Brandy?
Yeah, I would say that she's quite obvious, given that sort of you're walking up that direction. And Palos is just kind of wandering and not paying attention to anything. Given that she's got like mostly hair over her face, she can't seem to notice much.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to
I'm gonna
bother her that
sort of
much.
direct her horns. Start going
We're
down
going
the
this
path.
way.
Yeah, just like a gentle, like, let's go.
I think Zez will be walking down sort of like the pathway, like just taking in his surroundings, sort of just try and remember where everything is, like so you can get like a sort of mental sort of layout of the place, before I guess reaching the fence posts.
When we get there, Dracera's gonna like wave and raise her hand high because she's proud that she's the tallest.
Okay, so Brandy, you've noticed this kind of large group of people of a wide variety of types, all just appearing by the fence gate. Some look younger than others. There is a little mushroom man that is doing his best to climb through the fence posts rather than going through the gate, which is open. He is just kind of getting lodged between the wood because he's an idiot.
Please.
I think Zez will try and help Farm out and like just pull him backwards out of the fence, and put him in front of the open fence gate. Just to help.
As you approach, Brandy will kind of look up, kind of gesture to Ace that they seem to have an accompaniment of some sort, and she'll kind of wave a little with it's a half confused, half like oh people smile, as you come closer.
Zeus will like politely ask if he can come into the facility.
And she'll wander over to you since you seem to be at the gate and one of your children seems to be struggling to ascend the gate. Can I help you?
He kind of looks around to everyone else. We're looking for somebody. A name of Brandy. And are you this person?
Well, yes, my name's Brandy. Who were you sent by?
We were sent by a organization. Name of Arda, and we've been asked to sort of to find you and ask if you would like to join us.
Join you? Do you have a commission of some sort?
And he kind of looks around to the rest of the players like, help, please.
Stella's staring.
Stella's just staring silently. We're just recruiting. We need more people to help in our endeavors, and it seems like you got a name for yourself around here. A good name, I think. A terrible name. How dare
terrible
you?
name. A terrible name. So
I'm having a quiet kind of trying to fix Brandy's
Oh no.
PNG tuber, so I'm struggling.
oh, no.
It's fine. We'll fill with random bullshit. Okay.
I will actually. You know what? We're gonna go on a very quick break because it's been
Sick.
an hour. So we'll be back in like 5 minutes once I've fixed this, and also everyone needs to go to the loo and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in a minute. So I can't seem to get it working, but that'll have to do for now. Oh wait, it's
Yeah.
working. Wow, speak of the devil.
Hey,
Yay!
I think it's stuck on something, so it may just look like Brandy's always talking.
Sick.
Because I can't seem to get it to work for whatever reason. But that's fine.
And we're back.
And we're back. Yes.
what was happening? Where was I? Right, yeah. Zella's being awkward.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
you were basically asking the rest of the party, because she said, "Are you here on a commission? What's your organisation?" And you froze up and went, "I don't fucking know."
I just get sent places.
Sounds right.
No,
So
no,
you were
explain.
a reminder. You were given a letter to pass on
Yeah.
to her.
Oh yeah,
I
shit, I've
was-
got that.
I was gonna ask for that. Yeah, I was gonna ask her, but no. Zella's did say like they've been sent there to like for recruitment and stuff like that.
Dracera's gonna pick out of her pocket this letter and just sort of like wave it and be like, "We've got a letter for you."
You're like an old gnomish woman, sat on
Letter for
the
you.
sat on the shoulders of this gigantic Highland cow-looking lady, who's just grinning like ear to ear. She's just excited to be here.
Clay will just take the letter.
Aw.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to jump for it.
I'm not that fucking tall.
Yeah, but if I'm on her shoulders, I'm
Don't
gonna
worry,
bump
she
my
she
head.
like leans down so
Yeah,
that you
you're
can.
reaching down, you absolute.
She like leans down so that you can take it from her.
Yeah, Clay does.
Clay fucking does. Ooh.
Is it?
Squeezes past the fat Zerlius.
Hey.
Oh.
Zeus was
Big
muttering himself. Zeus was muttering himself that would have actually been handy if I was given that, but never mind.
Well,
I
I'm
had
just
that.
Sarah and I'm cool.
Yeah, so Clay walks up and unceremoniously hands over this letter. It's for you.
Oh, well, thank you. Is this from your company?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. You are so convincing, guys.
Yeah. Please excuse.
A professional company here.
Yeah. Please excuse my colleague. Yes, that's from the admin. I'm guessing the administrator who's the head of Arda.
You don't know.
That's what he says. He's guessing.
Yeah. Behind Brandy, still sat on the steps and giving you the evils, is this very, very pale-looking human woman, with sort of long, tied-back, white hair, and these very kind of dark brown eyes, and she is staring at like Clay and Zelios at the front, just not saying anything. She seems to be scrutinizing you, as if just making sure that you're not screwing her friend around. It doesn't say anything, but Brandy, you're welcome to open the letter I gave you earlier today.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Letter ASMR.
letter ASMR. Here we go.
So we're really cool and we write letters to each other in real life.
It's wax sealed and everything. How classy.
I'm gonna read, just reading noises.
Reading sounds. Thumb is currently like trying to sneak up on the woman on the stairs.
Yeah, and Estella's like reaching out for him. Like, come this way, come.
Get back here, boy.
He kind of looks back
Nope.
at you and just gives you this deadpan expression, like, try and stop me.
No, thumb.
Thumb.
Yeah.
Thumb. I swear to God, this is what you get for having a toddler in your party, okay? He is
It's fine.
mental capacity of a literal child.
I mean, he is the weaker and the second thumb, so I petition
The
we name
weaker
him
thumb.
Finger instead.
He's not quite thumb.
Yeah,
He's not
finger.
thumb.
Pinky.
Only if we can nickname the true thumb
Pinky.
the strong hand.
Oh no.
The master hand. Sadie is the master hand.
You could call him Toe.
Toe!
Zerzel called up Thumb. He's like, he kneels down and says, look what I got. And like he holds his hand shut, but like pretend he has something in his hand.
I need you to roll me a deception.
Oh crap.
You walked into
let
that
me-
one.
let me- yeah, I did. I was hoping dumb. Dumb? Oh, I hope it was
Dumb.
Thumb.
His name's Dumb now.
No. No.
Thumb and Dumb. It's like Dumb and Dumber.
Deception.
Thumb and Thumber.
Thumb and Thumber.
Here we go. Here's my unlucky rolls. Oh. 17.
So Thumb kind of looks back at you. It seems that he's now garnered the attention of the woman on the stairs, and she's just kind of staring at him in almost like it's some kind of like curious kind of disdain. Like, what the fuck is that? And she's just staring at him. Thumb is staring at you and at your hand, and he starts to kind of waddle his way back over. And he's very short, and he's trying to he's giving you grabby hands.
Zez will pick up Thumb, sort of like with one arm sort of thing, and he'll turn back to Brandy. Says,
You're now
sorry.
holding the child.
Yeah, yeah. So sorry, where's my manners? I'm Zelios, and he'll point to the rest of the party and said, "Well, the brutish colleague of mine, that's Clay." He turns to
Fuck
Estella.
you.
That's Estella, and this
Signs hello.
it points to Creek. That's Creek, and
Hello.
I can't remember the cow lady's name.
Palos.
Who?
Palos.
Palos. This is Palos, and that is Dracera on the shoulders of Palos.
Hello. Just kind of a dopey wave from the back.
Nice to meet you all. It doesn't say much about you in this letter. Are you guys fighters of sorts? I mean, half of you are children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of us is a child.
Only one.
One.
You
Only
have
one.
Thumb.
And you
have-
also have Thumb.
And you
No,
have
those
two
guys are
races
Saying.
that you cannot tell the age of.
Thumb classifies as 2 weeks old, so yes, he is a child.
He's a child.
Yeah. Bring in this. He points or gestures to Thumb. Said that this wasn't my choice, but
Me neither.
um,
Deal with it, don't we?
We
Thumb
all
waves.
love each other here.
This was just a mistake.
but
End campaign.
End of campaign. Good night. Thank you. No.
Zozo just asked, like, could we like sit down over anywhere to speak about this more in detail?
You could come inside, but I'd ask you to leave your weapons at the door.
That's
Right.
that's perfectly fine.
My weapon is a violin.
I see. Well, my weapon is my voice, so I guess we're quite similar.
That.
Estella's like.
Well, that and my hammer, of course. And she'll kind of pull the hammer from her shoulders and stump it on the ground, and it lands very heavily.
Oh.
It's almost as
Nice.
big as her. It is massive. This thing could quite easily smush Dracera with a single swing.
If she weren't so strong.
Sure.
So yeah,
If she want a tank.
Zozo will point out that he hasn't read, or doesn't know anything about the letter. He just knows it just needs to be given to Brandy.
Brandy will kind of look back to you, Zelios, since you seem to be the head of the group from what you've kind of presented. She kind of gestures to Thumb and goes, "Is this Chorus? Did he write me this letter?"
Zers will laugh and
Thumb nods actively, very
no,
excitedly.
Oh, nice to meet you.
This is
I'm
not,
Brandy.
no, this is not Chorus. And he kind of like just like uses other hand to sort of hide.
Thumb's like putting a hand out to shake, but you just kind of smush a hand over his face and like pull him in. So he is just completely shut off, and he's like waving around like an idiot.
That's it. No, Chorus is one of our colleagues from ADA.
Oh, how come he didn't come with you?
There's a lot of like writing work and stuff like that, so he's not really on the field.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right, not everyone's a fighter. I understand. Do you want to come inside? We've got beverages if you're thirsty. I don't know how you got here.
You got food?
The woman on the stairs. The woman on the stairs stands up. She is like half of Brandy's height. She is significantly smaller, very slim, covered in like a black cloak over black and dark brown armor. She stands next to Brandy and kind of places a hand on her shoulder, or at least up as high on her shoulder as she can get, and mutters to her. He's like, "Do y'all think this is a good idea?"
Brandy will kind of lean down a slight. She's not gonna speak as quietly. I'm sure they're fine. I mean, we can handle ourselves.
And she kind of eyes the party again.
Wave.
I ain't too sure about that.
I mean, they're putting down their weapons. They can't do anything without their weapons.
You don't know that.
We're a good company. We can handle them.
The woman kind of frowns and crosses her arms before kind of heading ahead of you up the stairs of the manor, and kind of pushing open the door as if to say, "Are you coming?" Though she doesn't seem particularly enthralled by the idea that you're entering this abode.
Brandy will kind of turn back to the rest and go, "Don't worry about her. She's just a bit standoffish. Do you want to come in?"
Indeed, yes. If it's not a issue.
Did they
Of course not.
clarify where they were putting weapons? Sorry.
So as she makes her way to the door, she'll kind of stand by the door and gesture that they put their weapons kind of in the porch area.
Can I bring my violin, or is that a no?
Are you speaking in signs?
I am, but it's subtitles.
Okay, in subtitles. Okay, because Brandy's stupid.
Magical subtitles, my favourite spell.
She'll kind of consider this for a moment, but seeing how young you are, she'll kind of go, "Yeah, okay, bring the violin. I'm sure it'd be fine."
Yes.
Yes.
Dracera's gonna start to climb down.
Like a koala climbing off of this woman.
Like,
It's like she's a fucking jungle gym. And you're making your way down. She kind of notices that you're trying to get down, and she will just haul you off and onto the floor. And she's like, "I'll stay outside and keep my eyes on your stuff."
Thank you, Palos.
Thank you so much for that.
She kind of pats you on the head like, "You look like an old person."
Dracera's entirely like, "I'm so much older than this woman." Just,
I'm
like,
significantly older than her, and yet.
Yeah, and she's gonna unsheath her swords and place them gently in the porch.
So I'll leave Palos out here. Thumb is still kind of being baby held by Zelios.
Yeah.
As he deserves.
Yeah. You're gonna need like one of those
Papooses.
papoose. You need a papoose
Yeah.
for him.
I can make one if you want.
I can make you a papoose for the boy.
Out of my butt thread. Okay.
That's the
My
worst.
elbow, actually.
You'll kind of watch as everyone
Yikes.
makes their way in, making sure that everyone places down their weapons or what she can see of their weapons.
Yeah, I would remove 2 daggers, a short sword, and a short bow.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Zeus would have removed like all the weapons he has on him, and the shield as well.
Stella doesn't really care about their short sword, so they just drop it. and
You've
put
just
their
got,
hand-
it's like a new, it was a gift from Zelios.
It was a gift.
Nah.
It's like, nah, fuck it, chucks it.
No.
Trash.
And then once everyone's dropped their weapons, she'll kind of follow them inside.
Nice.
So you guys enter to this this large kind of wooden manor. As nice as rural as this place is, the inside of this place is well kept, very well kept. This is clearly a family or people with a lot of money. Which is it's quite a stark difference to what most of you are used to. Zelios, you're probably the most familiar with people living lavishly in your company. There are carpeted floors, sort of paintings on walls. It seems that this place is very, very well cleaned and kept by whether it be the family that lives here or a housekeeper of some kind. You're not sure. But it is large enough to quite easily situate you within just like the sort of entranceway. The woman that Brandy was accompanied by is kind of ushering you into what looks to be some kind of dining hall. So you all are sort of taken into a very grand, sort of well-furnished room. With lanterns along the walls and a painting of what looks to be a family of elves. Sort of 2 adults, an older woman, and a gentleman with like large kind of metal goggles on the top of his head, and a child who seems to be very young, or at least quite young. Grinning away in comparison to the parents' quite stark seriousness. It seems to be only the 3 of them, and Brandy and the human woman move to take a seat and offer you guys seats at said table.
Hello, we'll take a seat.
Dracera's gonna clamber onto a seat.
Yeah. Zeus will wait for everyone to sort of sit down and like, out of politeness, and he'll sit down afterwards.
Yeah, sit down. Got my violin on my.
Thumb's just kind of looking at Zelios like, am I staying here or are you gonna let me go?
Zeus will be like, turn to like one of the party members, like, could you look after Thumb? Like, just, like, is it like, open to everyone?
Who's going to strap Thumb to the floor so he doesn't go wandering off? You're welcome to leave Thumb outside with Palos.
No.
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 He's gonna come out and he's gonna have like destroyed the fucking town. I don't trust that for a second.
Yeah. He'll just put Thumb down and ask someone to look after Thumb in the meantime.
I don't know if it lagged there, Creek offered to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he'll hand Thumb over to Creek.
Creek will like pull like a bit of string, feel like as a kind of like the end of his arm, kind of stretch out and like kind of fiddle around with it before kind of giving it to him, kind of play with a bit. It's something to keep him occupied.
He seems to be quite content with you you offering him something to do. He doesn't seem to like not having anything to do. So he's kind of fiddling around with that. The woman next to Brandy is staring you down again. She seems quite on edge. Looks back to her company. do y'all want me to go get the Lord and Lady, or are we handling this ourselves?
Brandy will kind of look back and go, I'm sure this is something we can handle ourselves. They're just a company like us, trying to get our help.
She kind of looks back again to Zelios, who has established himself as being the party leader. It's like, well, who do you work for?
Like and he says this in a polite way. Like as I said before, I work for, or we work for a this is me as a player just forgetting the name. No, not that. The I guess facility or whatever. We work for a company called Ada, and we it's more of a, I guess, a secretive-ish company, and we seek out dangerous artifacts to keep them away from falling into the wrong hands. And so it's all like sort of take off his bracelet, Arda bracelet sort of thing, and hand it over to Brandy. Stuff that I guess like extra sort of proof. And yeah, we are needing extra I guess hands, extra help for the future.
Are you expecting me to go right now to help?
I presume so, yes. If possible.
I'm afraid I can't go right now, but if you could help me with something I need to do, it would go a lot quicker.
What would that be?
And she kind of smiles, looking to Dracera. There's a slight, She stares a bit longer than she should, at Dracera. She hasn't seen many Underdark folk. But she smiles anyway. Well, we've been hired to clear out some bandits in a camp nearby. They've been kind of harassing the local town, and we can't just let it go whilst I abandon my duties, you know?
Or you need someone to kick their shit in, or?
Preferably not. The Bright Guard aren't here to inflict fear. We're here just to scare people back into line with smiles and sometimes concussions. But no one dies.
Well, that sounds like scaring people back into line, but whatever.
I mean, some people just don't understand what they're meant to do on this earth, and we just like to remind them that they don't need to be nuisances.
So you just want us to scare them away?
I mean, I was hoping to talk to them first, but sometimes it does escalate, and you do have to resort to more forceful methods.
I like this lady.
It's just Estella sat at like they are chin height at this table, and they are like signing over the top of the table like, "You're cool."
So you're saying if we helped you with this, with these bandits, preferably, no one dies. You will then help us, correct?
Yeah, I've been told in the letter that it's effectively a job, and there's someone that I'd like to meet there anyway. Someone who can help tweaking with my hammer. It's a technology that's out of my my mind's intelligence.
What have these bandits been doing?
Well, they've been kind of blocking trade routes, stealing, not stuff that's very helpful to a community.
That's illegal.
That is illegal, yes. That's why we're hoping to stop it.
Well, what
So
are we
your
waiting
little,
for?
that's it. So your little get together here, is that like the fucking police or something around for these parts?
Language. But we're not the police. We're more just here to help if people need help. We don't take up assassinations or anything. We just we just help the community. Keep it safe. Keep it quiet and nice.
The woman kind of crosses her arms. What she means to say is we're guards for hire.
Mm-hmm.
Like mercenaries.
Yes.
So wait. How do you, if you have the big hammer that I saw, how do you not get into fights then?
Well, we talk. Have you ever tried talking with someone?
Sometimes, I guess. But I guess the big hammer helps with the talking, I guess.
I mean, I don't get it out on the first time, you know. What I do is talk to them, see if they're going through something. Usually it's just they're poor or can't afford resources, so we help them.
Oh.
Glad to see you're not jumped up.
Jumped up?
You know, jumped up rich cunts. You know, the sort of type that guard places. You know?
I don't think you should use that kind of language.
Please excuse my colleague. He will look. He. It's all like it was just saying as witnessing. It just happened. It's like, all right, okay, let's stop this now. So.
I mean, like, I'd just like to know more about you, because obviously if I'm working with you, it'd be nice to know what your skills and talents are. I wouldn't want to put someone with a violin in front of a dangerous man, you know?
I can use something.
The fact there's a child on the front line worries me.
I mean, we're not that old, Ace.
She kind of frowns. She's like, more than that.
We all
Maybe
come
just
from
a-
somewhere.
They may be just a sprout, but they're powerful.
He
I
just
don't
kind of
doubt it.
frowns at the term, like, that makes no sense, but okay.
So if I start with you, and she points to Zelius, what's your talents?
Well, hopefully, be able to talk, do some diplomacy when needed. He kind of like sort of pauses that he's about to talk about his past, and he's like, I'm a fighter, with usually front line, looking after, like, basically, hopefully taking all the hits while everyone else is able to, like, with others to help support me as well. I mean, see who I am, or who I am now. That's it really. I'm just a fighter. I get told to do jobs and I get them done.
I understand. Is there a reason you look so, She tries to find the right word. Tries to word it with elegance, but it doesn't really come out. So spooky looking?
Brandy, that's rude.
I'm sorry. It's purple.
He puts his hand out, so I'm like, no, it's fine. He says, he looks at the recipe and looks back and said, right, I mean, I don't usually tell everyone when I first meet him, but I guess for the gravity of this situation,
Julius, maybe don't.
So he's one of them elves from down under the rocks.
Down under.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
comes
so
from
I
a
am-
land down under.
I'm from the Underdark. I'm one of the. Well, I'm a dark elf. From.
Oh, I've never come across anyone like you. I thought I knew all the elves, but obviously I just haven't been downstairs. Oh, wow.
He puts down his hood because he's inside now, so I guess the light won't.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
Yeah. So Randy would see like his head sort of tied up and the sort of a tooth hanging off one of his ears, with his like sort of golden eyes.
She seems to be admiring him now that she knows his origin. And she kind of nods and goes, "Right, okay, cool. What about you?" And she turns to Clay.
Good with blades and good at not being seen.
Like Ace, then you're one of the sneaky types.
I can be. Although if we're dealing with bandits, then it might be a good case to just punch them in the face.
I don't think that should be our first move. Have you ever played chess? You don't just kick the person's queen.
What's chess?
So it's like kind of his head like and his hands like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll teach it to you on the road. It'll be fine. What about you, little one? And she'll turn to Estella.
Oh, I am also elf, but only half bit. And yeah, half. My dad, he's human and apparently dead.
Apparently dead. Whoa, that's a starting.
She looks extremely shocked by this. And she kind of leans forward and goes, "What do you mean apparently dead?"
Okay, well, when I was young, I got a letter that he died.
Right.
And then I woke up one morning and then everyone else was gone. So it's kind
Gone?
of like a village like this, but not as fancy. I'm kind of amazed. And then I just went out for I don't know how long. I have like some markings. I don't know. But then I met these guys, and now I found out that my dad is alive, but now I need to find him. But I don't know where everyone else is.
Right, so your dad's not dead, he's just missing in action.
I don't know.
Okay, we can circle back to that one. But you said your power comes from your violin?
Oh yeah, I'm a bard. I like playing music.
You're a bard? I'm a bard.
I'm a bard too.
You're both just doing like the Spider-Man meme where you're both pointing at each other like, I'm a bard.
And she kind of grins and she goes, I don't have the dexterity to play instruments, but I'm pretty good at it, inspiring people. I'm good at talking.
That is something I'm not good at.
So
Yeah,
it's fine.
I can tell.
I'm sure you. Hey, Ace! That's rude.
she kind of laughs and she's like, just trying to, you know, lighten the mood a bit. Dead dads and all that.
Yeah, I
mean,
understand that.
I stopped talking after my dad was gone, so.
I'm sure I hear your voice in the music. Most bards tend to emote through it.
Yeah, I mean, I can still play music. I mean, it's not all bad. I mean, I can't talk, but that's fine.
She kind of lowers her voice a slight, not very obviously trying to hide it. Are they treating you well here? Do you get everything you need?
yeah, they treat me fine. It's a bit scary. It's a bit,
looks at like substitute parental figures. Oh.
They're good people, just saying, but I don't think they have the first mindset like you do about helping people with
Right. Okay.
without a fight.
It'll be fine. I'm good at teaching.
Points at
people.
Clay.
Clay wants to punch everything that moves, despite being a rogue who can't take a punch.
And Brandy will kind of smile, nod, kind of give a warning look to Clay, before moving over to Dracera. And you?
Gives like a the fuck was that kind of look back.
Ace is staring at Clay as if like scrutinizing this other rogue who doesn't dress like a rogue and wants to hit things, and she's like, I don't know about that. Like she's just kind of giving you a look.
Well, then I'll scrutinize her.
You're both just staring at each other from across the table in silence.
Just put hand on Clay's shoulders. Oh, it's okay.
It's okay, I'm here for you.
And she'll look back to Dracera. I haven't seen one of your type either. What are you?
I'm a deep gnome. I'm from the Underdark too.
A deep gnome. I would have guessed you were from the sea, if I'll be honest. Oh, what do you do down there?
You know, same things you guys do, except without the sun, I guess.
I'm really tempted to make you roll a persuasion on that, or deception.
Or deception.
I think deception.
Oh my
Let's
God.
go with deception, just for bands.
Deception. Okay.
I want to see
I was like,
how
is that
well
how it
you can
works?
hide the fact that you clearly have no understanding of deep gnomes.
Yeah, you know, deep gnome. I'm so deep. Hang on.
To be
Oh,
honest, I
gee.
don't think Zelius would know what dark elves do either.
Oh yeah, we got a 6.
No, truly, probably not. Okay, so Dracera, Brandy, can you roll me an insight actually?
I'm stupid, so to
Okay,
be honest,
actually no. What's your passive insight?
Give me a sec.
If it's over a 6.
It's 13.
Okay, so you can quite obviously tell that Dracera is like withholding information. You can't tell if it's like she's lying or if she just doesn't want to tell you.
Brandy isn't one to beat around the bush, so she kind of narrows her eyes and goes, "That's not quite true, is it?"
I don't want to go into detail here, if that's okay.
Oh, of course. If it's sensitive, obviously, I wouldn't want to get into that. Like if you lost your parents in the dark or something.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's just, yeah, it's quite sensitive to talk about.
Oh, okay. Can I ask what your talents lie in?
Well, I'm mostly a fighter, but I can do a few spells.
I'm gonna
What
say
kind of
now the
spell?
fact that you are telling her you're a fighter and yet you look like a wizened old woman really doesn't add up. Like that is not lining up at all.
If she had noticed, there's a rolling pin outside on the front porch.
Tell kids to get off my lawn every day. That's my power.
That's my powers. My paladin oath is oath of fucking children on my lawn.
Oh my god, Toby!
No, not like that. I hate you so much.
What?
Getting back to normal things.
I'm just gonna throw myself into the sun now.
She's gonna look at Dracera and go, "I don't know how deep gnomes work, but I don't think the elderly should be fighting. Shouldn't you be in like retirement?"
They tried to put me in retirement, but the road was just calling to me.
The road?
The road? Question mark?
Brandy kind of looks back to Zelius and goes, "Is that safe? Should you be bringing... Surely she's quite delicate."
No, I'm strong. I arm wrestle.
I don't get.
Arm wrestle?
I don't get the
I don't like fighting the elderly.
No, arm wrestle right now.
I mean,
Ace is just staring at you like, what are you taking? Because I want some.
I don't want to break your arm.
Come on.
She like waves her arm in front. She's like, "Ooh, let's go."
You might have to stand on the chair.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. She's like, sort of like stands up on this chair and just confidently like puts her elbow down.
Brandy will kind of sidle over, very uncertain, giving looks to the new party. Like, am I gonna get arrested for doing this? But she'll kind of offer out she'll offer out her hand anyway.
You're really gonna arm wrestle an old woman?
Look, I'm not gonna go full on, okay? We're just gonna do it to humor her.
Fine by me.
Staring.
Okay, I need you both to roll opposed athletics checks, please.
Athletics check. 7.
Oh no.
A dirty 20.
So, like, you weren't, like, Dracera, you weren't expecting Brandy to be as steadfast as she is. And Brandy, even with you going gently, you, like, slam Dracera's wrist into the table with, like, a loud bang. And Ace, like, sits up from her chair and says, "What was that about going gentle?"
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect you to be so weak.
Dracera's gonna do a fake. No.
Are you okay? Did I break your knuckles?
She like stares at her hand, back and forth, and back and forth. No.
Are you really a fighter? I don't want to put you on the front line if you're just gonna like collapse like a bag.
Ace is really struggling to keep like a straight face now across the table.
Well, Brandy, there's some things that you don't know about me.
I would love to know if you would just share.
But I've just met you.
Brandy,
Well,
how
we're
about we
together.
leave it until
Okay.
we get
So-
moving? If we're taking him with us, we can talk about it on the road.
Okay, I'll get round to the last one then. I haven't seen your type either. Where'd you come from?
Oh, I've lived in the jungles most of my life. Most of my time I spent hunting and normally like trying to provide for families.
You have a family. That's delightful.
If you could smile, you'd feel you would be smiling quite brightly right now.
Are you sure you should be out fighting things when you've got a family to come back to?
Oh, I am. I've been out for quite a while now. It has been a while since I have seen them, but there are a few reasons why I'm not still with them. Everything is fine.
I'm sure you have your reasons. I saw you put a bow down. Are you a ranged fighter?
Oh, yes, I am normally out in jungles. It is not always preferable to get up close with some of the wildlife.
Of course,
It is
of course.
a lot of times smarter to stay at a bit of distance. Especially, I mean, I am not exactly strongest myself, but I am quite good with I'd say I'm at least half decent shot.
I can imagine you have a lot of eyes.
I know, I see many things.
I'm sure you do. And she smiles and she sits back in her chair after assaulting an elderly person. And she places her hand on her hammer, which is just stood upright. It's quite heavy, so it can handle itself. Well, if you don't mind assisting me, I can assess your skills and how you work and how I would fit in with you. Because I think I have a lot to offer.
So it's like sort of like out of curiosity, he'll politely ask like, what sort of skill sets do you bring?
I like to think of myself as both a guide, a motivational speaker and someone who can get the job done. I have my only weakness is that I'm too enthusiastic.
Brandy's the mom.
What?
She just kind of smiles. Ace is just grinning. She's the mom.
I don't have kids. I must clarify.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. So she's the kind of lady who packs your sandwiches before you go outside.
Someone
Well,
who
if
can.
I don't, no one will.
Someone who cares then.
Of course.
She also can't lie to save her life.
I resent that sentence. But are you ready to go? We could set off. It's only like a day and a night's travel to where we need to get to go. I don't know whether you brought mounts with you or whether you just want to free-foot it.
We kind of fell.
Yeah, we got
You
hit
what?
Fell.
by foot. We got hit by foot.
No, oh, you fell? Are you okay? Do you have any injuries?
Just a bit, not really.
A bit?
Yeah, it's fine. Everyone, no, mostly everyone. No. I
Oh
don't know.
my gosh, are you okay? Where'd
Yeah,
you
I'm
fall
okay.
from?
The sky.
Her eyebrows just raised. She's like, what?
we teleported in.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Wait, who cast teleportation? That's so powerful.
We can talk about this on the way to dealing with these bandits.
It's the elderly woman, isn't it?
No.
Dracera's gonna like look up at Brandy and just like slowly nod like, yeah.
That was
No.
me.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fuck it, it was.
So
Okay, we'll go on foot. I'm ready for some exercise. It's one of the best things in life.
Okay, so Brandy and Ace are going to roll survival checks. If you guys want to help, they will get advantage on navigating, but you are effectively letting them lead the way. They are taking you somewhere for you to get a job done. Ace seems to be not a very talkative person, the polar opposite of Brandy, who is very talkative. But the two will lead ahead. Brandy, you need to make a survival check for me.
Play will assist and give guidance.
Ooh, lovely.
Oh!
Well, I'm definitely gonna need the assistance. Guidance is a D4, yeah. Gonna find a D4. Fuck me. Okay.
does
Nice.
would also periodically. Pardon, struggling here. Sentences are hard. Periodically, sort of uses vampiric sense.
To keep an eye out. Yeah.
Yeah.
A dirty 19 without guidance.
Okay. Roll a D4 as well, anyway, and add it on.
Okay. A 20.
Okay. So, Ace seems to get significantly more lost, the more that you keep traveling. It's mostly along paths. It seems that this route is taken quite often between towns. So it's well lit in some areas. There are like little lanterns as the kind of day grows thin. The sky turns kind of orange and blues and purples. And Brandy seems to have no trouble making her way along towards their next destination. Though Ace is just kind of following her lead at this point because she lost track of where they were on the map a while ago and isn't willing to admit it. But you don't seem to have any problems as you're traveling along this route. You do go past a couple of people traveling between towns, pass along a crossroads where it seems that more people are traveling from other towns than the route that you're taking. But it doesn't seem to stop there being sort of a well-trodden path along this route. I'm going to put down another map for you guys. Need to open it because bugger. Move everyone to see. So there's another map available. I've tried to move everyone over, but it might not let us.
Oh, it's connecting. Yep.
So as the night sort of starts to draw in, you've been travelling for quite a few hours now. Ace seems quite tired, but again isn't saying much. You've had idle chit-chat en route, but nothing in depth. You've mostly been focused on keeping yourselves in check and on the road, making sure you're not getting lost. But you pack up, like you start to put up a tent and whatnot and set up a campfire along the edge of looks like a not very deep lake that cuts through the path with a little stream that's eroded away some of the mud. But it seems peaceful. There's sort of the flicker of fireflies around the top of the water. You're able to put together a camp pretty quickly. But Ace seems ready to excuse herself almost immediately, and moves into a tent to kind of be on her own. But you guys are just sat around the campfire. Dracera, your spell is starting to wear very thin.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, I guess at this point, she can either recast it, which would be obvious as fuck, or just let it go.
It's down to you. What are you gonna do?
You can hide in a tent.
Just go to turn. Excuse me. Go in and come back out a second later. Yeah, I think she'll do that.
So what, you're gonna go into a tent and hide?
To hide for a second and recast, or to serve.
Okay. Yeah, how long are you gonna attempt to keep this up for? The entirety of knowing Brandy.
What was the need?
To be honest, what was the actual need? Because it's literally a deep gnome. Brandy hasn't seen it and thinks it's weird anyway, so you effectively cucked yourself.
Well, it's because if you walk into a town, like if anyone recognizes a jury art, it's gonna be drama.
As opposed to a deep gnome.
Yeah, because no one knows what the fucking deep gnome is, but if someone goes, oh, there's a literal like human fae fucking demon thing walking through our town, I think there's gonna be problems.
Well, like you just got bored and decided to invent a problem.
Yeah. You fucking humans are all the fucking same. Jesus Christ.
Am I the problem? Am I the drama?
Oh no, it's the minorities who are wrong.
Oh my god.
Alright, we're getting off topic, kids. Jeez.
Place cancelled first session.
Grand.
Brandy is going to set up her tent almost immediately as you stop. Very efficiently, knows what she's doing and setting it up straight away.
So what are the rest of you doing?
Zeus will go up to Creek and put his hand on his shoulder to get his attention, and just whisper, ask him if he could help with the hunting.
Creek, you kind of tilt his head round. You see he's already kind of like readying his bow and like making sure his quiver's in the right place and stuff like that. It looks like he's, now that you've seen him like this, it kind of, you get the idea that was his intention, was going out to bid farewell and go for a hunt for a little bit, to get things for get stuff for them before cooking.
Okay. He was like, oh, I see. Okay. He said, may I join you in this in the hunt?
Yes, that is not a problem. I was going to ask if you wanted to come.
You see him smile. He's trying not to do it because he knows it's a bit intimidating when he brings out his teeth. So he says, but he smiles like, thank you. And he always said, I'll be meeting you next to the outskirts of the forest. He turns over.
Sorry.
Go on.
No, he was just going to turn around to everyone and just say,
We will be back shortly, but just going to see if we can catch anything for dinner.
Palos seems so excited that you're cooking. She's just kind of sat looking at you with this big smile. She's like, that sounds really great.
I know you said you like to cook earlier on. Maybe if you want, you can help if you wish.
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
yeah, give us an order bed,
Then we'll be back shortly.
Yeah, are you guys going off to hunt them together?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need you both to roll survival checks for me.
Because it's beast, I get fucking advantage, bitches.
Yep.
Let me check. Okay.
I'm going to need that 'cause the first one was a 1.
That'll do it.
So 17 plus.
Oh my god. I got 1.
Oh my god.
What is this? Why?
So you rolled a 1, great.
24 in total.
24. Okay. So it takes you quite some time. The both of you seem to be struggling quite a bit for a while before you're able to find sufficient food for your company. You aren't used to having this many people, which is why it takes longer. But you are able to bring back enough to sustain folks, and Zelius you're able to feed for the next 2 days.
Sarah's gonna come out of her tent and like sidle up to Estella and Thumb.
Thumb is staring at you. He's kind of sat between the two of you now, like looking up between you, and he kind of pulls one of these little blue berries off the top of his head and gives it to you.
Dracera like just takes the berry and it just like eyeing it up like, whoa,
What the fuck?
I like looks back at Thumb. Like, is it obvious that Thumb is growing berries just now?
Yeah, there seem to be like a kind of clusters of these small blue berries growing off the top of his head.
God, I love. Dracera's gonna pass it over to Estella.
Stella, you now have a berry.
Oh, he was gifting it to you.
He looks back at Dracera like, why would you give away my gift? How dare you?
Like, Dracera just kind of points.
Are you sure you don't want it?
Well, I can't really eat.
I mean, you can. You just don't eat meat. It's also
really?
you can eat. It's just you may prefer not to.
Yeah, I could just shove my face in the water. Delicious.
Shove my face in sunlight and feed off of that.
Yeah.
Eat off of your happiness.
I mean, okay. They look down at Fum. They very much appreciated your gift. They just can't eat.
Thumb, like, watches your hands very carefully before signing back to you. Neither can I.
How does he disdain himself?
He doesn't. He's a golem.
Oh yeah. God.
So he does not eat.
I love him.
He doesn't have a mouth, which is why he can't talk.
Next mission be to give him a mouth.
He would be so excited to get a mouth. By now, Zelios and Creek, you guys would start kind of making your way back.
Vehicle motion to Zero.
Yeah, you might want to wipe out.
Yeah, I was thinking to say, Zeus will like, please excuse me, he'll walk down to the stream and sort of wash his hands and wash his face, making sure there's nothing. Hopefully, making sure nothing's on any residual blood around his mouth.
As Zelios returns, Karik, I need you to make me a perception check.
Oh, perception. 50.
As you're walking back, in one of your rear view eyes, you're not paying direct attention to Zelios, but you swear you can see something, almost like a bruise, on his neck.
He's gonna, if he's kind of spotted it, it'll probably take him a couple of minutes. But he'll kind of look up at him a wee bit and just like head cocked a bit like, Zelios, what is that? You hurt yourself while we were hunting?
What do you mean? Oh yeah, I feel perfectly fine. What is there something wrong with me?
There is a little mark on your neck. It look a bit like bruise. Did you get hit by stick? That
I
quite lot.
I must have stumbled or something. I don't know. I'm sure it's nothing. He says in the quite like sort of like confident, sort of dismissive. Like it's probably nothing.
It's not something you can check yourself, given that
Yeah.
you don't have a reflection.
Oh God, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're just going off of the assumption that if it's a bruise, it will heal on its own.
Yeah.
So given that, Greek will kind of like, you look away and start kind of looking around as if it's like, looking for like any bugs or stuff like that, like kind of being some like a mosquito or something like that, it's kind of bit his neck or whatever. Kind of just looking around like.
From the area, it doesn't seem to be like super thick jungle like you have been traversing, because this has been cleared out in order to make room for a path. So it's kind of odd that he wouldn't have noticed it if something had prodded him hard enough to bruise him in the neck. But you're just kind of, you can see like this dark purpley mark.
You'll think to himself either he smacked himself while they were hunting, or you'll think it's a bug. It's like he's not been round this kind of area, doesn't know if there's like a different type of insects or whatever around here.
He could just kneel down sort of thing, just to get on the sort of similar level. He said, I mean, my kind, we heal quite quickly. I'm sure this, I guess, bruise will disappear quite quickly. And he kind of wipes his neck a little bit just to see if it's like, I don't know, like something on his neck. But I'm guessing nothing.
Nothing comes off. It doesn't seem to be like you're not bleeding or anything. Even as you press against it, it doesn't feel like a bruise. It doesn't feel like anything. It's just like, skin,
Yeah. This was like, smart. Like, the smart. Well, thank you for pointing out. I appreciate that, but I'm sure it's nothing.
While he's laying down, you'll kind of look again over his neck, just looking at it like,
No, like it doesn't actually look like it's not like a little spot like you would normally get from something like that. But
If you're investigating it, can you roll me an investigation check?
yeah, sure. He's not really touching.
No.
He's just looking. Investigation 17 plus 0.
Okay. You're kind of, as you're looking a little closer, just kind of he's pulled down his scarf a little bit as he's rubbed it, and it looks more like patterns. It doesn't quite look like a bruise. It seems almost like someone's drawn on him.
that look kind of weird. It does not actually look so much like a bruise now. Were you carrying some on the way here? You might have
Crayons. You may have crayoned on your neck.
Secretly.
I mean,
Yeah.
he has grown little tweaks now out of head, so he might have poked you by mistake or like scratch. I'm not sure. It looked
And he kind of you could gauge he's feeling a little bit confused looking at himself. Like, doesn't look entirely look like those now. Look a little bit strange pattern.
Sense will sort of, for not in the sense of like frustration, but just trying to think.
If you want, when after dinner, I can draw. I know you said beforehand you can't exactly see yourself in like reflections. I can draw a little picture for it if you want to kind of show what is.
But please do, please do.
I will get to that once we have had dinner.
Okay. He'll nod and says, "Well, please excuse me. I'm gonna head down to the lake and wash up."
No problem. I will be with others. Just call if you need anything.
He'll nod and be like, thank you, appreciate it.
And around about this time, Clay would be. He has this little amulet around his neck with a faint blue glow in the center. And he'd be holding it up to his ear, listening to it, whispering at it.
It's just. What was that, Selena?
Stella's gonna sign over to Clay.
What does Estella say?
Like, this is signing, no subtitles. Clay.
Clay sees and responds, yep.
I want to, apologize for what I did on the dock.
It takes him a moment to clock exactly what's being referenced. And he'll sort of get up and excuse me, coming through.
Hey.
And sit next to Estella. And say that's very kind of you.
I was trying to lighten the mood because it was quite a bit of a traumatic battle. You know, I fell down and I was bleeding and everything. So I was just trying to lighten the mood, but I didn't think about what you were going through. And I'm sorry about that.
He puts a hand on Stella's shoulder and then takes it off because obviously he needs it to sign. And we'll say that's thank you very much. I'm sorry, I was going through a lot of shit then. And I didn't. Sadia made me think that I could never tell Sadia. I thought maybe she had done something. It turns to blue. Okay, Stella. I don't want anyone else to get hurt. Alright? Like, we've had enough death. All of us. We don't need. You've got your whole fucking life ahead. Fuck, I shouldn't swear. You've got your whole life ahead of you. Like, I don't want anything to happen to you, alright?
Yeah, I understand. I'm just sorry, and I didn't know like if I had to, if I could, go and see you, because I knew that you weren't doing great.
It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, don't worry about me. I'm fine.
Okay, that's good. You can tell me if I upset you again. I just wanted to make sure you would be okay and didn't hate me or something.
No, everything's fine. I don't fucking know, but fuck. No problem, Stella. All right, just promise me that you'll stay safe. All right?
Yeah. I've been trying.
Use that cloak to keep yourself good. Right. Is the amulet still rattling?
Yes. It
Loud
seems to be
noise.
trying to get your attention as you're talking to Estella.
You won't hide it, Clay will just pull it up and focus on it.
Estella,
Too
sitting
scared.
so close to it, you can see it kind of shuddering in Clay's hand.
Can Dracera
Oh,
see this?
What's your passive perception?
Not very high.
Okay. It depends. Are you a part of this conversation? Because they
She's just
would have been
sitting next
signing at each
to-
other. You've just kind of been watching them sign and not understanding what it means.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, you can see like none of the conversation. Could I get up then and do divine sense?
you're gonna do sort of a ping and see how
Yeah.
long is that? Is that 60 feet?
Hang on, let me check. Sorry. Divine sense. I'll probably have to move somewhere.
Okay.
No,
Alright.
it's just 60 feet. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So you're gonna just kind of stand up. Thumb follows you because Thumb isn't paying attention to Clay and Stella either. I will say that Clay and Estella, as you're watching the amulet, you can very, very faintly hear. It sounds like a voice, very faint, but it's not. It's too garbled to understand. And the little pill-like casing in the center of the amulet is rattling around, but it doesn't seem to be getting much like out as much as it wants to, at least.
Clay puts the amulet to his ear and then cups his ear essentially to try and hear it as best he can.
Okay.
Does he, if the speech is garbled, does he recognise any kind of voice? Is it one of the two voices he's heard coming from this amulet before?
Yeah, it is.
Which one?
It sounds kind of warped. I'm almost like a mess of voices speaking at the same time. This is what you recognise Wynn to sound like when she was prior to being put in the soul trap. So when she was kind of screwy, and
he
she's
thought he
just
was
saying the same thing over and over, trying to get it clear enough for you to hear it. But you can tell that the energy is wearing out very quickly, and the rattling is starting to slow. But it seems to be that she's trying to say to you, almost like a warning. You're just hearing, careful over and over.
Can I ping out the divine sense?
You can now. You ping it out. It reaches to 60 feet from your current location. Strangely enough, as you do so, Zelios pings up in your sense. Something doesn't seem right about Zelios. And from within the tent that you saw Brandy enter, she pings up in your sense as well.
Ah. I see.
You get the feeling that it is almost like you're feeling magic from another plane. It's not good magic. You have felt this before when you were in the Underdark.
Is that from both of them?
Yes.
Oh. Oh no.
Aye.
So, Dracera's gonna sort of like sit up quite quickly and just be. I'm just gonna like lean over her and whisper to Estella and Clay and be like, "There's something not right with Brandy."
What do you mean?
Wynn
Using
says-
subtitles.
Wynn
There's
says,
an-
careful.
And Celius has come up too.
What does that mean? They're not dangerous.
similar to what happened. That similar feeling from the Underdark. I don't know what it is, but there's something not right with both of them.
The Underdark. What?
So if you want to try and figure out what Dracera's telling you, you can either make an Arcana check or a History check.
Yeah, I'm dumb as shit.
I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah, the princess. You mean?
Yes, that same feeling that we had in that palace.
I might do an Arcana check.
Okie dokie.
Where is everyone?
So Zelius is off like about 50 feet away, sat by the edge of the lake. He's currently kind of washing down his face and hands and whatnot after having fed about 10-20 minutes prior. Brandy's in her tent. Ace is in another tent. You've got Karik and Palos, who are currently putting together a really hearty stew and having a grand old time talking between themselves. Thumb, who is holding onto Dracera's fingers, not quite hand, just fingers, and watching you, and obviously Estella and you are sat by the fire.
Yeah, I got 22.
22.
Noise.
You remember listening to Sadia talk about warp, the anti-magic that was making the guards look the way they did and act the way they did when you were in the Underdark, and she warned you to stay away from it as much as possible because it clings to you and then there is nothing you can do when it is attached to you.
Oh.
It's not nice magic.
Oh, wait. What, Clay, do you remember what Zelios did during that fight with the princess?
Josh doesn't, but I'm sure Clay would.
Big old chomp.
Yeah, he bit the princess like a twat.
Fucking idiot. Okay, in character.
Hold on.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Yes, I remember what the fucking idiot did. Is this that?
He, like, Estella's looking a bit more anxious now. He bit the princess who was infected with a type of dark magic.
Oh, he's dead. Like a bat doesn't matter, does it?
I think that I think that still affects him.
Just
oh well. Where is
Him.
he?
Dracera's gonna like remember because she researched warp and
You
everything.
did,
I've got my notes in
yes.
front of me. Like a nerd.
Look
now.
at you writing notes.
Yeah, I got physically. If they both got warp, they're gonna become like the soldiers that we saw.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a time limit on that shit?
Only if they use a lot of magic.
Didn't
You
Brandy
know.
say she uses magic?
No, but I remember Zelios learning how to use magic.
Brandy, can you make me a perception check?
Fail, please.
You're literally right outside a tent.
Yeah, exactly.
And
13.
You can hear your name mentioned, but you can't hear details of what people outside are talking about.
She's not secretive. She'll just call out. You guys need anything? You seem to be chatting a lot. We should get an early night.
We don't need anything. We're fine. Thank you very much.
That was such a dad response. That was such a dad response.
No, we're alright.
No, we're alright, mate. Yeah, we're good, mate.
Why is it just in like the TikToks where it's like the middle-aged dad going?
Yeah, that's what I was
It's like, yep.
Can I be sure?
No, sit down. Sit down.
Coming up.
She'll kind of. You can hear a shift in the tent.
I will
she's
be
probably
right
sat
back.
Up. She's probably sat up. Is he coming down? She's probably sat up. And she calls out again. I'm sure you're fine. I just it's hard for others to get sleep when there's a lot of chatting going along, you know?
Then we'll chat then we'll chat elsewhere.
Yeah, we'll move. Sorry.
I don't stray too far from camp.
I think I'm being pretty quiet.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my fucking god. Oh Jesus.
Very true, very true. Okay, let's just like. I know. Let's go this way.
Right.
Like, Clay will suggest to come this way, and he's gonna loop around Karich. And he'll just sort of like whisper in his ear. We need a word.
Oh,
Group meeting.
okay.
Palos is kind of just like sat with the stew, and she's like, "Don't worry, I can cook on my own."
Oh, okay. I will be back shortly to help.
Okay. And she
Thank
kind
you
of
for your help as well.
waves, and she's gonna just stay at camp while you guys talk. Thumb is waddling after you. Thumb's coming.
Yes.
He does not care.
Good.
He's coming.
Alright, once we're far enough out of earshot from these two wonderfully lovely chappies, alright, I think shit's fucked.
That's one way to put it.
How so?
Well, both Brandy and Zelius, they came up when I searched out to see if we were safe, and it was the same feeling that I had back in the Underdark when we were trapped under that spell.
Oh, that does not sound good.
No, it's not good.
Who you said these come from? Or where?
Zelios and the new girl. The one with the hair.
So no, you had a hand up like kind of, you know, like when you got your finger up when you're making a point or something like that. And he's kind of stops for a minute. He's like, I did notice something strange on Zelius on the way back over from hunt. He had strange mark on neck. Something it was not there before. And he kind of like shuffles.
Estella stares at Drosera.
And he pulls out like a couple of sheets of paper and like a pencil or whatever, and he starts like trying to sketch the kind of thing that you've seen on Zelius's neck.
Oh no.
It was something like this, a strange. I thought it was bruised to start with. I thought he either got hit by stick or like beaten by little bug or something. But when I get closer, look, it looked more like this.
It kind of shows him the same pattern that he'd seen on Zelius's neck.
Fucking wonderful.
Stella kind of puts their hands over their face. And then they start again with their hands. I saw it, and I didn't say anything.
Drosera's like gonna put their hand on their arm and just say, "It's okay, you didn't know, but
I could have stopped him from actually doing more magic, which probably made it worse. And I did. Oh my god.
Is this something similar to what we were told not to touch underground?
it's the same."
and he kind of freezes for a second again, and it kind of looks past Clay over towards the camp and the stew. When Zelius fed from it, did he like bite the animal or whatever?
He didn't purposefully feed from the princess. He bit her, and
No,
the
it,
animal.
The animal.
like
He was-
the animal.
Or did he like cut it and drain it?
Well, how would Zelius have done it?
Oh
Um,
god.
I feel like he wouldn't want to be, like, because it's like it's for everyone else, so he would have cut it and then like
For hygiene's
that way.
sake, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying that?
Well,
You
no,
say-
remember me and Sergius just went out hunting. I was remember he takes blood from things that normally catch. He did not bite it or anything like that. He more drained it, but I am. Is good idea to eat now?
It's not fucking risk it then if there's weird shit going on.
We don't know if it's contagious.
That is what I.
If he got it from biting that princess fuck, then yeah, it's probably fucking contagious.
It's only it gets really bad after he uses a lot of magic, and there's some side effects to it. But if we stay, I mean, the same with Brandy. If we stay around them too long, when they're affected really badly, it could spread.
So if we stay around these two, we're almost guaranteed to get it.
Not if they use magic too much, because warp only gets stronger through magic, and Zelios is using very strong magic.
Dracera, remind me, did you spend your time studying warp?
I studied the angels,
Okay.
including Andromal.
So you didn't study warp specifically, just the
No.
angels. Okay, that's fair. Estella, you would know that in the state that it's currently in, at least on Zelios, you're not sure about Brandy. He is perfectly safe to be around.
Yeah.
It's only when it's like end stage, when he is covered head to toe in markings, that's when it's a problem. So for the time being, you would be safe, at least to the knowledge of what you have studied. But if he continues to make it worse by using magic, then yes, it could progress a lot faster than expected. And then you would all be in danger.
Oh shit.
So we kind of need to find out what state Brandy is in.
Yeah,
Did
no
anyone
shit.
did anyone see any markings on her?
None of you were paying attention enough, and she is very heavily armored.
Not that could see.
Do you think we could ask?
Is that something you bring up on the first night?
But she did
It's like, hey, so...
But one thing is, so just to be safe for a minute, I mean, from what say, it is probably okay to at least be around Zelius. Then I will maybe keep at least few feet distance from Brandy, just caution. But I am now think also make sure. Should I just throw away that stew as well, just in case, because that was meant for all of us.
Yeah, fucking bin it. We got rations. We can deal with something.
Okay.
We need to tell Zelius.
Yeah, definitely.
If you want to go talk with him now, I will get rid of stuff over here by camp, clean everything off.
Ask the
Okay.
dopey one if she knows anything about this, but try and keep it like, you know, don't be fucking obvious. You keep it on the down low.
The
I might
dopey
walk-
one is in the cow.
Yes, the dopey one, as in
Aye.
the nature cleric over there.
That's mean.
That's rude.
She is nice individual. She is very nice.
I didn't say she
Oh.
wasn't nice, but she's dopey as shit.
You are angry as shit.
Okay. We're gonna go find Zelius.
Are you waiting for Zelius to come back to camp? Zelius, you would be about kind of done by now.
Yeah.
Are you just sort of chilling? You just vibing?
Yeah, he was just like just relaxing for a little bit before.
It's very peaceful.
heading
It's a
back.
very peaceful area. You're kind of able to feel all of the fireflies in your sense. So you kind of close your eyes and you can feel them all fluttering around you, and it's very very relaxing to feel free, out of Arda, out of being around a load of people all the time. This is your one semblance of a break, and you kind of very distantly can feel people moving around at camp, but not like specifics.
Yeah. Alright. He'll take this sort of a general deep breath, like in and out, and then before heading back towards camp.
And I was like,
Catch him at the river.
Wreath will give to the group the picture he's drawn, just so they can show it to him as
Okay,
well.
cool.
He said he was going to
Bro.
show him anyway.
You are stopped by a bunch of people on the other side of the stream, just kind of like or the entire party, minus Ace, Brandy, and Palos. And Thumb stood like on the edge of the water, almost like just face planting into it.
Don't.
No,
Wait.
jump across.
Yeah, it's very shallow. You kind of paddle over.
Is
We'll just say
is it-
walk and talk, buddy, walk and talk.
is everything alright?
No, it's not, but we'll talk over there. Out of earshot.
He kind of looks confused, like, okay, that's...
As you're walking back, Zelius, you can feel Ace moving around in her tent. She gets out of her tent, and Karik, you notice this. Like, she kind of gives you a look as she walks past, before heading to Brandy's tent and gently kind of knocking on the door and whispering something to her.
Okay.
So,
Oh, dear.
she can't. Karik, what's your passive perception again? It's disgustingly high, isn't it?
20.
20. Okay. So you can hear Ace mutter, "Brandy, we need to talk."
Brandy will kind of slowly answer, "Is something the matter?"
Are you decent?
I can be. And you'll hear some rustling before she kind of peeps open her tent just enough for Ace to be able to squeeze in.
Yeah. Ace kind of shuffles into the tent, and slips out of sight. You don't hear anything else from inside the tent. They seem to be speaking either hushed or via different means.
Okay. What do I owe the pleasure of almost everyone of the party?
Zelius, I checked the camp with the spell, and you came up in it, and it wasn't normal.
I mean, is it like sensing for undead? Because that
No.
makes sense. That's...
No. It was a similar sense that I felt when we were down in the Underdark. And we think, and she kind of hesitates for a second, we think you may have caught warp down there.
Warp? What is this thing you call warp?
It's like a curse or a disease that it slowly takes over your body, and there's no cure for it.
Wait,
And
sorry.
well, eventually, it'll take over your body, and it's from one of the angels.
I just realized me as a player dumb. Was it like it's like his? Is it the clans and stuff? They're blessed, or that they think it's a blessing if they get affected by the warp, right?
Yeah. So your
Yeah,
clan
right,
would have
yeah.
assumed that like it is a blessing from their sequestered gods to have been given the gift of warp. But you would have been taught that. And that's kind of been pushed into you, but you've seen the effects of it.
Yeah. Okay, my bad then. Okay, yeah, just be like, what? So, my gods have give me this. Well, I say gift, but it doesn't seem like it. Didn't seem like it when we were facing it.
It's not a gift, Zelius.
What? So, you say it's a curse, but well, I mean, all I've been taught is just it's a gift from the gods. I don't. I mean, the gods I worship anyway.
Stella looks kind of offended at what he said. Like they're not happy that he thinks it's a good thing.
He's not making out that it's a good thing. He's just more confused. Like he's just regurgitating what information he's learned over the years.
Well, seeing it as a gift, which is not great.
yeah. Anyway, why would you not think I well, as you lot, I guess, mean it as a contamination, like me contaminated with this thing?
Estella points to their neck.
What the he has it's like rubs his neck. So what the I don't know what that is. The Creek said it was a bruise or something.
No, they're like symbols or designs, and that usually means that you have warp.
He kind of like pulls down, I guess it's like his collar more, just to like say, well, because well, I don't have reflection. What do you not see?
What does it look like, Toby?
So warp looks like sort of it's flat, kind of long strips like of it's mostly the sort of it's really difficult to explain.
Like a maze.
Dots and lines. It looks almost like Morse code. That kind of coils around itself. It's very kind of linear. It does not look natural.
Remember, Creek gave you the picture.
You have a drawing that Creek has done for you of what those patterns look like.
Estella looks like they're about to cry.
Oh.
So, I guess I'd just look at the picture, and he says, well, I'm sure there's a way to get rid of this, right?
There isn't.
There isn't documented.
His sort of like optimistic sort of, I guess, more facial expression kind of sinks a little bit. He puts his hand on his chin. So what's the outcome of this thing?
From what I've learned, it takes over your body and you become basically a walking zombie working for Andromal, who's one of the angels.
That's... I don't know why there was humor in this, but first I got turned into a walking undead vampire, now again returned into undead, working for an evil angel.
You just can't seem to get away from it, huh?
Yeah, one thing after another. Okay, so does this research say how long I have, or is it?
It's worsened by magic.
I see.
Sorry, Zelius.
If you start to feel kind of dizzy, like if you feel like you're dissociating from people, if you slow your words or your vision gets all weird, and same with hearings and stuff, please tell us, because those are bad signs.
He'll just like kneel down and smile just to reassure Stella. It's like I would never put any of you in danger, or any in danger from, well, if I can handle it anyway. If I sense any issues, I'll this is me as a player. This brain stop trying to.
Oh my god, he's throwing his words!
Yeah, swearing. Yeah.
Oh no!
There you go. If he has any issues, he'll basically isolate himself. Yeah, I'll isolate myself if it gets any worse. He can sort of trying to sort of comfort and smile to everybody.
But then we won't really know if you're okay if you isolate yourself.
I would not want to put any of you in danger. That's the last thing I want to do.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But there's another problem as well.
Oh yeah, it gets fucking great, doesn't it?
It just gets better and better. Brandy also came up.
He sort of frowns and I see. It might be best for us to have words with this Brandy.
Brandy tested positive for COVID. Oh, for God's sake.
We're gonna have to go into isolation now.
Oh, goddamn.
Not again.
Not again!
This was like recollect. He's like, I don't know if it could have been the blood they gave me to drink back in the Underdark, or when I bit down on the angel person.
Pretty sure it's that.
Why did you bite the angel?
He smiles as look, I'm a vampire, or bro, like it's
instinct.
Once you get in a moment of fighting, it's the blood starts flowing everywhere. It's one of those things. I can't help.
Okay, so can we make this a rule? No more biting angels, okay? Just as a baseline.
He with like the serious face he has, he tries to chuckle and say like, okay, we have to deal. I'll try my best. But I'm not gonna hold any promises. So he stands back up, and he tries to sort of adjust himself, like with still like a very concerned face and facial expression. I know it's late, but I think it might be best to talk to Brandy about this as well. I'm not the type of person to sort of wait around for like something about this sort of severity of like information that we may need for the future. It's better to learn now than wait.
Maybe Ace also knows.
We probably do.
I mean, I don't want them to seem like we want to kick them out. We just want to make sure that they know what it can do.
Okay.
The best. In the meantime, please stay some paces away, just in case if it's contagious or anything like that.
Dracera's instantly just going to take a few steps back, like, okay.
Well, it's best for us to speak to our new companions.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
So, are you guys heading back to camp to address this?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to end the session today.
Oh no.
So you will have to bring it up with Brandy next session. But yeah, I hope that was okay.
Thank you, Toby.
It's okay.
Thank you, my
That
dear.
was fun.
Brandy, what the heck?
Brandy,
man?
what the fuck, bro?
That's not fair.
I'm sorry. Are you a medical expert? Why are you diagnosing me with COVID?
Where's the
'Cause I'm only an
positive
expert,
test,
like,
huh?
for 1
Where's the
second in
professional?
60 feet.
What's this self-diagnosis?
I know. I need you to get me a PCR, and then we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Tough guy knows. Just googling. Let's quickly Google. No.
Let's Google the symptoms. Oh god, you're gonna die.
Are you higher than 37 degrees?
Sarah just gets out a magical like temperature gun.
I mean, that doesn't work. She's an Eladrin. She runs at different temperatures.
Yeah.
What, hotter or colder?
Hotter.
Oh bugger.
Oh shit.
Anyway.
All the signs point
You're
to
higher
sus.
than 48 degrees.
All the signs point to sus.
All the signs point to sus, but I'm not guilty. I promise. All the signs point
It's been 2 seconds and she's already a sussy backer. What
Oh,
the
for
fuck,
God's
man?
sake. Okay. We're gonna call it there. Thank you for coming. We hope that you'll come back next week and see what happens. I hope you had fun, and we will see you all next week. Thank you. Bye.
See you.
Oh.